Hey everyone, this podcast is part of Story Mode, the podcast network of Gamefully Unemployed. You can support us and gain access to other great exclusive podcasts at patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. That's patreon.com/GAMEFULLY unemployed, which is spelled like it sounds.
Bada bing.
Gabagoop. Yeah.
Yeah. We're great. Hi everyone.
Hello everyone.
My name is David Bell,
My name is Tom Ryman.
and we just watched Project Power.
Project Power.
Yeah. The one with the pills.
The one with the pills.
Power, power, speak a little louder.
If there was a pill
Hungry for that money, I'm coming to devour.
that could give you 5 minutes
Spit it so they get it. I'm embedded with the power.
of pure power,
I'm embedded with the power.
would you take it?
This came out last weekend, right?
It did, after being in production for a very long time.
It's on the Netflix. We decided to do something different last weekend. And I guess this weekend there's nothing going on.
Not really. Not really.
So we're like, all right, Project Power.
Yeah, let's watch this. This movie was filmed. They finished filming this movie almost 2 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
The writer of it is doing the Batman. So that's neat.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't know. And they're also writing a video game adaptation, or an adaptation of the video game Mega Man.
Sure.
Yeah.
Why the fuck not? I'll watch that
yeah.
goddamn thing.
Yeah, fuck it. This was a spec script that got picked up. And I gotta tell you, I was not that enthusiastic about watching it because I just hadn't heard anything about it. Like,
Yeah,
it came
this
out
is-
very quietly.
Netflix's marketing strategy will forever baffle me.
Yeah.
Because it's one of the unique situations where their marketing is almost entirely based on social media because they don't buy television ads.
No, why would they?
And most cities in the country don't dedicate billboard space to movies and TV shows. Like, that's,
Yeah.
I would maybe see one back. It's not like it is in Los Angeles or like Chicago or New York.
Right.
I maybe saw two in my entire time living in Virginia, whereas in Los Angeles, it's fucking every billboard is a movie or a
Yeah.
TV show.
It's Netflix seems to function on people turning on Netflix and being like, "Oh, okay, here's a new movie,"
Yeah.
and then they watch it.
Here's a new movie with Jamie Foxx.
Yeah. What did you think of this?
I liked it, actually.
Yeah, me too.
Go
It's
ahead.
not anything. I was just gonna say it's not anything special, but I was thoroughly entertained throughout.
I think it does do one thing that is unique, and I like that it kind of, it doesn't go all the way, obviously, but I love that it explores the body horror aspect of superpowers.
I agree. It's
Yeah.
Cronenberg-esque. It's gritty superpowers.
Yeah.
It's not fun. It's people. It makes you. It creates a situation where you legitimately are like, I don't know if I'd take this pill.
Right.
Because even if it gives you a good superpower, or not even good is a bad word for it, a useful superpower, it might be not fun for you. It might disfigure you.
Right.
And it might kill you or almost kill you. It'll turn you into some sort of monster.
Yeah.
So I liked that. I think the only fault I had with the movie is that it felt like the editing was a little weird, like they rushed a few moments. And also, and this isn't really a problem because they were telling a very specific story, but I expected a more wider scale type of situation. It's a very... It takes place in one city. It's not really about like a worldwide phenomenon or anything. It's actually, I thought this was like a dystopian universe where these pills were well known, but it actually turns out it's like Limitless, where it's like a pill that's just sort of being heard about on the streets.
Right. And it's essentially it's the government, or rather it's a private a defense contractor, is essentially using the city as a test group for these pills so that they can mass produce them.
Why they're doing that? Not sure.
Probably because they couldn't get approval for human testing within legitimate channels.
That's fair. But like they could do the Venom route. They could get like, people in need.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's fine. It's whatever. We need the movie to happen. So they need to do it this way. It's not how I would have done it, I guess.
No, but it's not like this hasn't happened in American history.
Oh yeah. And I feel like that's a big part of this movie.
Yes.
Is it's in New Orleans for a reason.
Yes.
It's a big part of it. It's about finding your power as well. I like that the main girl in it never takes the pill, and we never even talk about that.
No, hell no.
Yeah. It was fun seeing everybody's powers, which are apparently coming from animals.
That's the movie's conceit, is that it's using, I don't know, it's like stuff. They try to explain it by saying like, well, these are things that occur in nature, so we just have to like find the right genes in humans to unlock it or something.
It's one of those things where it's like you can spend zero time on that. I'm never going to actually believe it. You don't need to convince me.
Right, like I didn't necessarily need that. Like you could have just not explained it. But it's as believable an explanation as any. Like you were saying, it's like no matter what you say, it's going to be gibberish, so it's like whatever.
Exactly. It's actually a cool idea though, because they inherit powers from various animals, and of course the ones you don't think about are the more powerful ones, and so on and so forth. I really like you said with the body horror. I also like just the I think my favorite power was the chameleon bank robber.
Yeah,
because he's not actually invisible, and in fact, when he's like running fast and stuff, it doesn't really work well.
No, yeah. He's not actually invisible.
No, he's just a chameleon.
Yeah.
I think that's what's cool about it, is that they made it as grounded as possible, except I would say for the ability to light yourself on fire. I'm not sure where that would come from in nature.
They do some jib jab about it being thermoregulation, but like,
right. And then they have Emma Frost.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who dies a grisly death.
Emma Frost is the White Queen.
Not Emma Frost, sorry.
Elsa.
Elsa. Which X-Men? Snowbro.
Iceman.
Snowbro?
Iceman.
Damn, I was close.
Yeah, no, Emma Frost is the White Queen. Her powers have nothing to do with ice.
She's got the diamonds.
Yeah, and like telepathy and shit.
Sure. That sequence they did a really cool thing with, because they have they have an action sequence, but they don't actually show it. They show it from inside a container where this very trusting young lady has decided to go inside.
Is dying an agonizing death.
Yeah. I couldn't quite understand what her deal was. I understood that she can make things frozen. And so I think what it was that her power was she would just become Mr. Freeze. She could freeze stuff, but they have to crank up the heat.
Yes.
Otherwise, she's just going to freeze herself.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what happens to her.
Yep. It's pretty fucking gnarly. And also in the beginning, when he goes to see Machine Gun Kelly, like he's essentially the Human Torch from the Venture Brothers.
Yes. Yeah, because the idea is he can light himself on fire, but
it's also burning his skin.
Yeah, he has all these scars on him. He looks like a burn victim because he is.
Because he is.
Yeah, because it's a power that he's like, man, I really don't want to use this if I don't have to. And it's messy and gross.
Yeah, I really liked that about this movie.
It's the best part of the movie.
The grotesqueness of the superpowers and how like it's like, yeah, like you were saying, where it's like you would legitimately be like, I don't know if I want to take this pill.
It's how
one dude straight up explodes.
What a hero.
He takes the pill. He's like, I'm gonna turn the tides of battle, and he takes the pill and just immediately blows up.
Power of explosion, and like no one gives him a second thought.
No.
One of the guys turns into the bad guy in League of Extraordinary Gentlemen who gets really
Yes.
big and veiny.
Yeah.
He doesn't look like he's having fun. One of the weird side effects of the powers is that it seems to make them immune to bullets.
No, only some of them.
Well, like that big guy, they shot at him and it didn't affect him that much.
Yeah, they shot him a couple of times in the shoulder, but then they just ran. And then blew
I guess,
and then
I guess
blew him
if
up.
they kept shooting, it would have. Yeah.
Right, but because I mean, like a guy that's like you can't.
There's a lot of man to shoot through.
Right, and you couldn't bring down a bear with that handgun.
Right, that's true. Yeah.
So like it's better to just run away and then blow him up, which is
Yeah,
what they do.
I like Joseph Gordon-Levitt's power of he has super punch and he is immune to bullets, but it still hurts.
Yeah, that was a cool effect where it popped a blood vessel in his eye
Yeah,
when he got shot in the head.
yeah, and it like imprints in the skin. It fucking hurts.
Yeah, yeah, it's not fun.
No, none of it's fun.
Yeah.
It's the plot is oh, and that's one of the things I was trying to think of that's felt very quick. But the plot is that New Orleans, it's a young girl who is selling this drug on the street because they released it on the street to help her mom who's got diabetes, and she's trying to make money and sort of struggling in school. And meanwhile, Joseph Gordon-Levitt's a street cop, and he knows something's up, and his chief is fishy.
Courtney B. Vance.
Yeah, and then we got Jamie Foxx, who is, we're not quite sure what his deal is. We don't know if he's a good guy or a bad guy, and he's also searching. He's searching through this seedy underbelly looking for who's in charge, and
Yeah.
all these characters collide.
Yeah.
And yeah, the young girl, she's dealing to Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Well, anyone who wants it, but yeah, he's like taking the pill because he's like, look, we can't. Nobody's telling us what this is. Every time we look into it, we get railroaded by these government spooks. So like,
Yeah,
I figure I've got to have a couple of pills because we keep running into dudes who are taking this and just leveling us. So
Yeah, I liked the thing where the chief is like, you took the pill, you're fired. And he's like, the pill isn't illegal because they won't tell us what it is.
yeah.
And
He's also if I hadn't taken the pill, I would be dead. Is that what would you
Yeah.
prefer? I'm dead right now? Like,
And so it becomes this thing where Jamie Foxx he fights the fire guy whose name is Newt.
yeah.
And that leads him to our main character who's drug dealing, and then he kidnaps her and threatens to kill her mom.
Sure
and,
does.
and is like, I need to get to the top. And she's kind of useless, but she is able to get him to like the next step in the chain of command. And I really, it's a weird detail. I liked how professional the grocery store guys were.
Yeah.
Like, it was a good detail of drug dealers. I mean, I guess they're also like government or like corporate agents, but like when she goes in, they are like, come into our office, and they say like, watch your step when she comes in, and they're just like, all right, so what's going on? And then they it's like, it's a, just because they're dealing drugs doesn't mean they can't be reasonable. And then she explains stuff to them, and they're like, okay, well, stay here. It's safe for you.
Yeah, right. It's safer here.
Yeah, and they might kill her. Who knows? But they're being very professional.
They might, yeah.
I appreciate how professional they're being.
Yeah.
And then Jamie Foxx gets hurt in the process, and so she has to stitch him up. And then it's a lot of like, get out of here, kid, and her involving herself. And that I thought was the part the movie didn't quite sell to me, is there's this moment where Jamie Foxx is in his car, and he's like, get out of here, kid. And she takes the keys, and she's holding them. And she's like, no, I'm going to come with you, but you have to pay me. And then he agrees to it. And it was like, you didn't want her here. Why is that helping the situation? Like, not only do you not want her here, but now you're going to pay her to be here? I would have been like, no, get out of here. Fuck no. I'm going to take the keys. Like, there's no reason for him to take her. And there's also, I feel like, no reason for her to want to tag along. She only I guess the idea is she's trying to get money out of it.
Yeah, I suppose. And she's like taken in by his story too.
Yes, but it does feel like they needed to do a little more work. Because he threatened to kill her mother. He kidnapped her. She gets over it pretty fast. And like they just need her to go with him so they can go on an adventure. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't feel like they did enough work for her to like him enough to risk her life to go on this adventure.
Yeah, that's true. That tends to be a problem with these kinds of movies.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's not a deal breaker because I was enjoying the movie.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where almost every plot hole is forgivable if the alternative is, we won't have the movie that you're enjoying otherwise.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, fair enough.
All right, fine. Good, fair play.
Yeah. But they go on the adventure. They run into Joseph Gordon-Levitt. They go to the next step, which is like the weird auction with Lady Snowbro. Mm-hmm. And Jamie Foxx impales a man.
He does, on a dragon fountain.
Yeah. And then it like drips into the alcohol.
Yeah.
It's cool.
It's like a tap.
Yeah.
Apparently they had this, it's a pretty sweet setup where you like pour the booze into the dragon's tail and it comes out cold on the other side in a tap.
Yeah.
Kind of dope.
Oh yeah, very dope. It's like what are those called? They have them in bars too, where they pour the booze down the ice slope.
Oh, I have no idea actually.
Oh, okay. It's like those. That's like the trashy version of what they have. They have like the fancy version. Mm-hmm. It is pretty neat.
So anyway, Jamie Foxx shoves a man's head onto one of those.
Yeah, he sure does. He's an odd character, I think, because he had a little of the like he's like the Punisher almost.
A little bit. He doesn't give a shit about murdering anyone involved with the production of this drug.
Yeah.
Because the drug is being produced from... We find out that he was a soldier that they ran experiments on to try to create super soldiers, and it didn't work. But he had a daughter, and she naturally has powers just all the time.
Because the sperm was super.
Yeah. So they stole his daughter, and they're harvesting her genetic material to make the drug.
Right.
And that's grim. And to be quite honest, I would probably murder everyone involved with that operation too.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, they gave her a nice room. That's something.
I guess. She's in like a hospital room with a puzzle.
Right. It's weird that when they escape, she hides in a hatch in her room.
And they don't check it. Yeah, that was really funny.
Yeah, they don't check it because it can't possibly be the first time she did that.
No.
They gave her a room with a hatch. That's the first thing I would do is hide in the hatch. Mm-hmm. But whatever. Again, it's not that kind of movie. Like this,
Yeah.
It's what makes it a very entertaining movie, but not like an amazing movie or anything.
Right. Yeah. It's not particularly well scripted. It's just, it's fun. It's fun, and it's got charismatic people in it. So.
Yeah, exactly. Like I feel like it started from an idea of doing superpowers in a grotesque way. Mm-hmm. And then they built off of that because that's clearly the strongest part.
Right. That's the idea.
Although maybe not. I mean, The Sixth Sense, the twist of The Sixth Sense wasn't in that movie until like the fourth draft. So who knows where they started. But that's just what it feels like. That's the most developed part of this movie.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Jamie Foxx has shrimp powers.
Sort of. He's essentially kind of like Havoc, or like he basically creates like a supernova around himself.
Right, but he says it's from a shrimp.
He says the pistol shrimp is like the strongest animal, and he's like, guess what power I got? And it's like what the pistol shrimp does is it's I think it's like the loudest animal in the ocean. It can click its claw at such an incredibly loud power that it shoves bubbles intensely fast, and like it can kill fish with it. Yeah. Which is pretty sweet.
It is very sweet. That's evolution right there. That's a shrimp being like, man, this all sucks. I got to learn how to like snap my little claws really fast or something. Yeah. But that's what he says. That's also a delightfully baffling part, which is that he says this to a henchman, and then he's tied to a chair at the time, and then he shows that he has the pill in the teeth.
Yes.
So he's threatening to take the pill.
Yes.
And then we cut away, and when we cut back, the henchman's uncuffing him.
He sure is.
And and Jamie Foxx is just like, very reasonable of you, thank you. And the henchman just bounces, and I was like, who's that guy?
The smartest guy in the movie.
Well, I would argue smartest and dumbest, though, because hopefully, I assume it's like in Iron Man 3 where the guy's like, I don't even know these guys, they're so weird, and leaves.
Yeah.
I assume that henchman got off the boat afterwards. It's just like, look, I'm quitting.
Yeah.
If that's the case, I don't think Jamie Foxx was he's been thinking about quitting for a while. But if someone, logically speaking, and I guess it's a gamble, but if someone said that to me while they were tied up.
It's a gamble.
Yeah. But if someone said that to me while they were tied up, and I knew this person had been like killing people, I would say, no, that's not, you're lying. Because if that was true, you wouldn't be telling me this. You would just swallow the pill and use it. I guess on the other hand, he's like, I only have 5 minutes with this.
Yeah, he's saving it. And he would rather not use it on a single goon.
Right, he's not lying. But
yeah, he's not lying.
Yeah. Also, what's weird about that is he didn't have the power for 5 minutes. He had it for like a second.
He may have had it for 5 minutes, but like the act of using it kills him.
Right. Oh, yeah, so he has control over whether or not he can snap his little claws. Mm-hmm. He just did it the one time. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, he just used so much of it while he blows up like the entire ship. It's pretty sweet.
Oh,
he's
like Dark Phoenixes. Then.
Yeah, he's hitting dudes with solar flares, basically.
Yeah, they're disintegrating.
It's pretty dope.
He seems to have good control over it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's very direct. It's not like an entire like area of effect explosion. He's like directing waves of it.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's a hostage situation, so he's able to save the hostage, but disintegrate everybody else and crush the lady.
Crush the lady with a crane.
Yeah.
That's all right. She sucked.
Yeah, no, she sucked. I liked Bendy guy. I don't know what animal he got that from, but it was cool.
Well, they showed like the mouse dislocating its bones to get underneath the door.
Right. He has mouse powers.
Yeah.
The other guy had Wolverine powers where his bones would come out. I thought they shot him and he didn't react.
No, he smacked the bullet. He swung his arm claw very fast, right as Jamie Foxx was there. So you hear like a kapwing sound.
So he has bullet speed,
I guess.
Yeah, this is a problem with X-Men as well, where like they have powers, but also in order to have those powers, they sort of have to have other powers.
Right, like Mystique apparently has anti-gravity powers.
Yeah, and also is just an amazingly good actress, which isn't that's possible, but she's, she like copies mannerisms of people who she's barely met. Mm-hmm. She's very good at that.
Yeah.
She also knows multiple languages. And again, that's not impossible. If you could imitate anybody, you'd probably really like pay attention to body language after that and inflection. But she's very good at it. Like she's extremely talented. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But like, for instance, the super strength guy is definitely not bulletproof.
Yeah.
They blow open his chest cavity with a shotgun.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that guy goes out pretty quickly.
Yeah, it was kind of funny because they tease like it's going to be a fight, and then Jamie Foxx just blows him away with the shotgun.
Yeah, I was like, oh, well, okay then.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice and easy. Yeah. I mean,
fuck that
not
guy.
Immune to shotguns.
Nope.
People rarely are immune to shotguns. You know?
That's a rare power.
Yeah, yeah. That's the movie.
Pretty much, yeah.
Do you think they're trying to make sequels of this? Is that
I
the idea?
don't think so.
Really?
Yeah. I feel like this was a one and done thing.
Yeah. I felt that way about Bright, but they're making more of those.
Yeah. Yeah.
This reminded me of Bright. It's better than Bright, which was, written by
Trash Landis.
Yeah. but like it had that like you can tell what the pitch was. Like it's this, but it's also this. Like it's very gimmicky. This movie is extremely gimmicky.
Yeah.
So I can see why it's like flash in the pan.
Yeah. I don't envision this as a series.
No, and not even really as a hit. Bright feels like they're making a sequel by pure like stubbornness.
Yeah.
Like, no, we're making another. And it's like, well, I don't think anybody wants another there, Netflix.
No, we're doing it. Okay.
Fucking doing it. This, on the other hand, the reason I ask is because I could use like 5 of these.
I wouldn't necessarily mind, yeah.
I wouldn't throw that out. It serves one singular purpose, which is to be like to watch and go, ooh, I wonder what their power is.
Yeah.
And then they take the pill and you're like, oh yeah, they're gonna get the power. Like our main character, I knew the point was that we're never gonna see that.
Yeah.
About her. But I wanted to see that. I wanted her to take it and then become like Godzilla sized and like kill everybody.
Or just like have like a giant plant grow out of her butthole or something weird. I don't know.
Butthole plant would be
butthole
cool.
plant, like a butthole vine.
The daughter's power was Deus Ex Machina. She had the power of Deus Ex Machina.
Well, she healed.
Yeah, I know. They set it up.
Yeah.
But it's like it's very convenient. A very convenient power. She is a god. Why did he say at the end, "Can you heal bullet wounds"?
Because he had been shot.
Oh, I did. Oh, did he get shot?
He did. He was covering Robin as the main character. He was covering her he had like 40 seconds left on his pill, and they were getting. So he was like acting as a shield for her as they were going up towards the lifeboat, and he got shot a bunch, and his time ran out, I guess, before. Yeah. So he had gotten shot once or twice.
Sucks for him.
Yeah.
Man, what's gonna happen when like they didn't quite clean the streets of the drug, but like the drug's gonna slowly disappear.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not on top of that, if you're not one of the people with the drugs, then you're screwed.
Yeah, you sure are.
You gotta hoard that shit.
Mm-hmm.
What superpower would you want?
I don't know, man. The power to like fly? I don't know.
It's gotta be animal powers. It's gotta be animal powers.
Animals can fly? Fuck you.
Yeah, that's true. So you want wings? You want like eagle wings?
Eagle wings be pretty dope.
Here's the problem, though. All right, you got a few problems. I've thought about this.
Sure, yeah, I might run out of time while I'm still flying. That's an issue.
Yeah, that's number one. Number two is navigation, right? Like, would you construct a helmet and put your smartphone on it so you'd have GPS?
I don't know.
And then you got bugs and other birds that you might smack into. Like, how fast are you going?
I don't know, man. Probably as fast as a bird.
Also, do you get tired?
Probably.
Is it like running? Is it like... Because then I wouldn't fly very far. I wouldn't mind a blowhole.
A blowhole would be pretty sweet.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd like use it. I just have it.
Yeah. Give me like
5 minutes.
Give me like a giraffe neck.
That'd be cool.
I'd rock that.
It's got to be a power you can use in 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess like the problem with like super healing is you have to sort of know, like for most people, like that's what makes this drug interesting is that like the chameleon guy, that's a cool power if you're going to rob a bank.
Yes.
The guy's who seems to be that he just can't die. The guy who's at the grocery store.
He's Deadpool powers. He's Wolverine powers.
Yeah. He needs to know, right? He needs to know, like, I think I might get shot in the next 5 minutes.
Also, how do you discover that power?
Well, yeah, that's...
how do you know that that's the one you have?
Yeah, because what are you doing? Just taking the pill a bunch and just living out your life?
Okay, time 2. I'm going to try breathing underwater. Nope, can't do that.
I think at a certain point, you would have to just shoot yourself in the leg.
Yeah, you gotta throw them dice.
And be like, I wonder what's going to happen. I mean, yeah, it's not a fun drug.
No, it sucks. Point of fact.
Yeah, it really sucks.
Yeah, it is not fun. And like the whole goal of the villains is to be like, we're with your help and support in this drug, we will eventually crack the code for permanent powers, where you just take the pill once and you have it for the rest of your life. I'm like, well, That will be cool for some people.
Yeah, there's something very interesting about that, because if I were the villain, not only would I not do the testing, but my goal wouldn't be to make it last longer. My goal would be, and with your money, we're hoping to have pills where we know specifically what the power does.
Right.
I guess the idea is that the power's up to you and the pill's the same every time.
Yes.
And so the idea is we have natural animal powers within us,
Yes.
and we all have different animals.
Yes.
You know what this is reminding me of?
No.
There's an episode of Star Trek The Next Generation where they, so I forget exactly how it happens, that everybody on the Enterprise gets afflicted with a almost like a disease that de-evolves you to your base form. Mm-hmm. And they do a weird thing where, like, they don't all turn into apes, because a lot of them are different species of aliens, you know, they're different.
Yeah.
So like Riker becomes a caveman, but then Diana Troy becomes like a lizard person. Worf becomes a fucking monster demon. Like he becomes a real problem for everyone. The weird one is that Lieutenant Barclay becomes a spider, and I'm not. I thought he was a human, and I think they explain it in the episode, but like it's the idea that like we all have like a specific animal in us, I guess. Mm-hmm. Like our bloodline.
Barclay's great grandfather was a spider.
Yeah, that's true. It's got to be something like that. Yeah, it's a horrifying episode. Just for Barclay alone becoming like, it's like The Fly. It's Cronenberg-esque. But yeah, I guess in this universe, the idea is we all have some genetic code of animals that are, or like, I don't think it's directly from animals. I think the idea is we all have like animal-like attributes that have been hidden away, which I don't believe.
Sure, but like again, like we said earlier, it's as believable as any other explanation.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, well, the reason it's evolved in these animals is because they were put in the specific situations for those genes to evolve. We haven't been put in those situations, so we don't know.
But yeah,
and that's fine. I mean, that's probably bullshit, but like it's as good as anything else.
Right.
I mean,
point is that I would personally try to push research for pills that make it more manageable, A, and B, you can customizable.
Right, or at least have some way to identify what power it is before you swallow it.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't want to turn into Ice Princess Lady in there, and I also just don't want to fucking explode, so...
Right. I mean, explode it's a very specific power that works in very little situations, and you have to really want it. You have to really mean it. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm trying to think of when I would need to explode. And when we say explode, by the way, we don't mean like fire, like an explosion.
No, he just
that kicks
bursts
out other
like
people.
a meat balloon.
Yeah. Like wrapping your hand around a firecracker, but without, again, no ignition. It's like, I'm not even sure what explodes in him. It's like a pressurized explosion.
Yeah.
And so, like, yeah, what situation would you need to explode like that? If like I don't know how you'd find out that's your power, but if you found out your power was to explode, like, I don't know, maybe here's what I do. I would swallow a bunch of, I would swallow a bunch of powder. I'd sell myself as one of those gender reveal party people, where like you swallow blue powder or pink powder, and then you explode. And the powder goes everywhere.
Perfect. Or for like a birthday party, you just swallow a bunch of candy.
That's true. You're a human piñata.
And you let the birthday boy come up and smack you with a wiffle ball bat, and then you just blow up in his face.
You dress up like a clown, and you're like, oh, he hit so hard, and then you explode.
Yep.
And candy goes everywhere.
And candy flies everywhere.
And then everybody just lives with that. You know, they remember that. Well, it's in their head.
Yeah, they cheer, obviously.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. You gotta cheer. Man, this is a film. How'd you like? Was Joseph Gordon-Levitt doing a voice?
He was, yeah.
Okay.
He's supposed to be a cop in New Orleans, so.
All right.
Makes sense. I mean,
No, that checks out.
But it's not like over the top. He was doing like a very basic Southern accent.
Yeah, it was fine.
Yeah, it was fine.
It was perfectly fine. I like that drug dealer's house. I like that he had an alligator.
He sure did.
Yeah, because wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I like how it looks like the place of this is another detail that I really like, and like it's weird that this isn't done more. Like the Fantastic Four movies, the old ones, I think it's not done in this, and then like even in the new one, it feels like it's not really done. Is that when someone lights on fire, that's a big problem.
Yeah.
Not just for that person, but for the whole building you're in.
Yes.
And like I feel like even the Josh Trank one, it still was like a cartoony version of fire. Like there's this cartoony version of fire, right? Where it's like it's not like, it doesn't feel like it's fueled by anything. It's gentle.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't seem like sprinklers aren't going off. Things aren't melting. And in this, it's like, yeah, when he's on fire, it's just everything's around him is on fire now because he's just a big fucking source of fire.
Yes.
I really like the look of the powers. They should get this guy to do fucking X-Men and like just be like, go nuts. Just go nuts. Or it's two people. It's two directors. But yeah.
Yes.
Just go buck wild.
Yeah, just let him go buck wild with like an X-Force movie.
Yeah. Just a grotesque-ass X-Force movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do it. Now.
What now.
What are you waiting for?
Yeah. I'm still not sure what power I would want.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Chameleon would be cool, but the exchange is you have to be naked.
Yep.
That's what they never tell you about turning invisible. And like, I don't know. I feel like they can add more years to your sentence if you're naked while doing a crime automatically.
Probably.
Like they can be like, yeah, you're also on the sex offender registry. And it was like, but I had to be. I was invisible. And they're like, sure, man. It's still weird. Also, you don't have to be invisible. If you're naked and doing a crime, people will avoid you.
Mm-hmm. It's the same as invisibility, really.
Yeah, no one's looking. It's nature's repellent.
Mm-hmm.
No one wants to tackle a naked man. That's yeah. Oh man, what power would I want?
I mean,
wouldn't mind
breathing underwater would be cool, but again, it's only for 5 minutes.
Gills. Oh, 5 minutes. Fuck. Gills would be cool because then like that is useful because drowning is one of those things that you kind of have a moment to know that you're about to do.
Mm-hmm.
Like being immune to bullets is cool unless someone just shoots you and you're like, wait, I have to take my pill, but then it's too late. You've been shot.
You've been shot already.
So like drowning would, because I don't like the water. So having a pill in my pocket that basically makes me drown proof for 5 minutes would be very useful.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't use it to like enjoy the water. Like I'm trying to think of most of these as preventative or emergencies.
Mm-hmm.
I think healing
or invulnerability.
Yeah, here's the question about healing.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't want invulnerability. I'd want specifically healing. Because what if I get diagnosed with a disease or something?
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. If I take the pill, will it come back in 5 minutes or will it just be gone?
I imagine it'll be gone.
Right, because like that guy who took the pill and he survived the gunshot wounds.
Yeah.
It just heals you. So I think that's what I'd want. I would take it like, man, I would just become a raging drug addict.
Yeah, but like, healing would be good for that. Like if you had chronic illnesses, you'd just be like, oh, I'll take this real quick.
Yeah. No, I'm saying like I'd become like I would use it to cure hangovers.
Oh, word. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I would take the pill and then take heroin and be like, I can take as much as I want, baby. You know?
All the hell I want, baby.
Yeah.
No, like you had invulnerability. Like if you had an invulnerability pill, like that would be cool. You'd be like, I don't know, if you're like flying and the plane is crashing, you'd be like, let me just pop this pill real quick.
That would be useful because healing is only good. Well, okay, no, you could also do healing pill when the plane's crashing. Because you'll die and then it'll heal you.
Well, I think you have to be able to activate the healing yourself, right?
But what I'm saying is you have it for 5 minutes. Oh, you mean like Okay. Now I have a question because like Fire Guy didn't activate it. He had no choice.
Yes.
Some of them seem like they get the power immediately. It just gives them the power. Others get to activate.
Well,
it.
are you talking about healing, like what his Jamie Foxx's daughter had, or are you talking about regeneration? Which is what the guy at the supermarket. Shot. That's regeneration.
Okay.
So yeah, that could be.
Are you sure that's... Wait, regeneration will also cure diseases? Right?
I don't know. Regeneration, it might cure a lot of them.
Well, we don't know if he has regeneration. He might have just the ability to heal his body, right?
Maybe, but that's regeneration, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess...
Like his daughter does a very specific version of healing, which is like lay on hands.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't mean that. I don't want to heal other people. Are you kidding me? I don't give a shit about that.
Of course, yeah.
I just want... Because the question is, like, that guy who got shot, in 5 minutes, he's not going to get the bullet wound back.
No.
So if I had a disease and I took the pill, if it regenerated me, if it healed the disease, I would assume I wouldn't get it back afterwards.
Correct.
Yeah. So... Yeah, if I was in a plane crash.
Well, I mean, if your body gets like pulverized, shredded, and immolated in a plane crash, I don't think any regeneration is going to help you there.
Yeah, and if it does, maybe it would really suck. I don't know. Invulnerability, though, there's no guarantees with that, right?
What do you mean?
Well, first of all, is there an invulnerability in this movie? Is anybody... where is Joseph Gordon-Levitt getting his powers from? What animal is he getting that shit from?
They seem to imply it's a shell.
Oh, that's cute. Mm-hmm. Okay. But like if he got in a plane accident, I think he'd be fucked.
Maybe. I don't know. He got shot in the head.
Yeah, but again,
by a piece of metal traveling at the speed of sound.
That's true.
Yeah, I don't know what other... I mean, that's probably the same as any other impact that would happen to you in a plane crash.
He definitely has the most Hollywood power, right? Yeah. He is the one where it's like, I look pretty still.
Yeah.
So...
I mean, his eye is still fucked up. But
yeah, small price to pay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Hez would be great, but again, yeah, it would be good you take it on plane rides, definitely. But like statistically speaking, you'd never use it.
Right. But it's, you're thinking of not only for like practical active reasons, but you said also for like emergencies. So that would be a good one to have for emergencies.
For emergencies, for sure. Otherwise, though, what'd you do? I'd go skydiving with that pill.
Hell yeah.
Just pull the chute.
Jump out of a plane, yeah.
Which isn't to say that wouldn't hurt, though.
Yeah, it would probably still hurt.
Yeah. But it would be cool. It would freak some people out. Here's what I do, Tom.
Yeah.
I would put a bunch of blue or pink powder in my mouth, and I'd skydive over a party, a gender reveal, and when I hit the ground, it would burst out of my mouth.
Yes, it would.
And then I'd get back up, dressed as a clown.
Yeah.
Or candy. Yeah.
Dressed as candy.
Yeah, there's got to be ways to make a quick buck out of these.
Jump out of an airplane in a Butterfinger costume. Mm-hmm. Happy birthday!
Oh, it'd be so good. It'd be so good.
Just leave a crater in the backyard where their dad used to be.
Yeah. Take someone out with me.
Yeah. No, I would definitely be like Peter Griffin in the episode where Death quits. I'm going to jump off that building.
Yeah. That would be fun to be a skydiving assassin, and the way you assassinate them is
just
you land on them.
people.
Yeah. And then there's a lot of deniability there. We're like, look, do you think I planned where he was going to be today? And I did all the math, and I checked the wind, and I jumped out of a plane just to land on this man? Of course not. That would be really weird. I could have just shot him.
Right. It's funny that because they would be like, well, normally you'd be right, but you see, this has happened to you 9 times.
Like, you don't know they were all targets. It could just be just landing on people. Who would be, would you arrest someone? Could you arrest someone for landing on somebody?
I don't think so.
And killing them while skydiving? It's the perfect crime, Tom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's, oh man. Did anything else happen in this movie? This is the thing. All right. I enjoyed this movie. I'm already forgetting it. I know there were little things that I liked about it. Mm-hmm. And it's not a bad movie. It is
not at all.
It is a fun movie. It's good. It's well made. I really like how well shot it is. I think it's just that it's in and out, man. It felt like really, really basic.
Yeah, no, it definitely doesn't have anything that like sticks with you. But it's fun. It's a fun action movie.
They could have done more with it, I guess. Like I think of a movie like another Joseph Gordon-Levitt movie, Jumper. Not Jumper. Is it Jumper? Is that the one where he jumps through time?
Yeah, but that's not him. Jumper is Anakin Skywalker, I think.
Right. And then there's Pusher. He's not a looper. It's a looper. He's a looper. Not a jumper, not a pusher. He's a looper.
I think that one's just called Push.
Push, whatever. This I do not know the difference definitely between the Push movie and the Jumper movie. I don't like who can say. But yeah. Looper is one of those movies that I feel like could have been way more forgettable than it was. But then they did stuff. They had the torture scene where Paul Dano gets tortured. And you're like, well, that's seared in my brain. Yeah. Like they took a sci-fi premise and they're like, first of all, it's dumb. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, who cares? Who cares?
Exactly. It's like this. It's who cares?
Yeah, who gives a shit? Fuck off.
But it did... And there's a lot in, I don't know why I'm talking about Looper, but like there's a lot in it that's like forgettable. Like the X-Men shit was like really weird.
Yeah, that was strange.
But the movie sticks with you because they took a sci-fi premise and they're like, let's just have as much fun as we can with it. I feel like this didn't do that enough. It did a good amount.
It did some cool stuff, yeah.
But it didn't do anything extremely memorable. That said, the woman dying from the ice stuff was really cool.
Yeah, that the Newt being on fire and just just actually burning his flesh, that was real grotesque.
Yeah, that's the highlights.
Yeah, the shit like that where it's like, oh, this is terrible.
I would say if you have Netflix, there's nothing stopping you from watching this movie. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's perfectly fine. Very enjoyable movie.
And we haven't even talked about like the social commentary level of it.
Yeah, for sure.
And that does exist. And but if you're like running out the door and you're like, I gotta watch it real quick, just fast forward to the Powers scenes. Like those are very cool.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I don't know why you do that though.
Yeah, it's a weird thing to do. Just watch the movie. What are you talking about?
Just watch the movie. It's not long.
What are you doing? Well, it's about 2 hours. So
is it?
Yeah, it's long-ish.
Yeah,
but
it blew by for me.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't feel like it is because it's fun. So
it is fun. It's, you know what it is? This is a movie that it's not worth us talking about in a podcast, not because it's bad, but because like what are we going to do, you know? It's fine. It's a fine film that's fun. It's not worth dissecting for 15 minutes because it's just watch it, be entertained, and move on with your life.
Yeah, continue living your life. I don't know what else to tell you, man. What do you want from me?
You can't really be mad at it.
Stop it.
Stop it. And think about ways that you can use a power to disrupt birthday parties.
Or gender reveal parties, either or.
Or gender reveal parties, yeah.
Oh, man.
Either or.
I think that's enough. I think we can stop talking.
Okay. Well, let's talk a little more because I got to tell people about our Patreon.
That's right.
It's patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed.
Woo!
It's got exclusive podcasts like Tom and Jeff Watch Batman and Fox Mulder is a Maniac. You know, we said this at the beginning of the pandemic, but we are aware that times is still tough. And nothing's changed. Nope. And that's a real bummer.
Point of fact, things have gotten worse.
Yeah. So everybody stay safe and, don't feel obligated. We understand. Stay out of movie theaters.
As much as I love movies. Please don't do that.
Yeah, you're probably not gonna hear us be reviewing things like The New Mutants.
No, we're not doing that.
Yeah, anything in theaters.
Or Tenet. We're not gonna be going out to see Tenet.
No, I guess not. That's
I don't even think any movie theaters where you and I live are even open for us to do that.
That's true. Yeah.
So I don't think we could if we wanted to.
Right. I was gonna say if I get tempted and like go out late at night and like I have to see Tenet, they're gonna be like we're not open, and then I'll break in and I'll sit in the empty theater and I'll cry, and they'll have to call somebody.
if it helps you, the reviews for Tenet have been extremely average.
Yes, I noticed that too. Although there was the funny Twitter thing someone pointed out that one of the reviews called it humorless.
Yes.
And they were like, Christopher Nolan, famous for his comedies. It's like, yeah, of course it's humorless.
Right, yeah. It's like, yeah, calling it humorless is like calling it a Christopher Nolan movie. Like,
Yeah. It's like, did you go in expecting it to be funny?
Christopher Nolan does not know what human beings are.
Yeah.
So, his movies are extremely humorless.
Yeah. It's,
And
what he
everybody
does.
talks like a fucking Martian.
yeah. And I'm very excited for it, but not enough to go into a movie theater.
No, kiss my grits, man.
Kiss all of our grits.
Next week, I'm staying at home and watching Bill and Ted.
Yeah. Stay tuned next week for Bill and Ted. We're absolutely doing that.
Oh, yeah, fuck yeah, we're going to do Bill and Ted. How could we not?
How could we not?
We also have a store, tpublic.com/store/gamefullyunemployed. We have a lot of stuff, t-shirts, masks, mugs, stickers, posters. You can check it out if you want to, but again, times is tough. They've only gotten tougher. So
Yeah, but if times isn't tough, then yeah, buy our shit.
then buy our shit. Yeah, what's your problem?
Yeah. What
What are you doing?
Jesus fucking Christ, what's your problem?
You want me to skydive into your gender reveal party dressed as a fucking Tootsie Roll?
Because we'll do it. We don't need powers for that.
Dressed as a
They have-
Fifth Avenue bar? I don't give a shit.
Yeah, no, we have nothing to lose.
Yeah.
Also, parachutes exist, so we could also do that.
Yeah,
That's an
yeah.
option.